Hey guys, Golden Eagle here. So in this video, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about both the PS4 and Xbox One. In the background, I've got some more Battlefield 4 gameplay. It's a pretty good game of Domination that I got using the AK-12 with the Coyote red dot sight, laser sight, muzzle brake, and stubby grip. So, it's been about 2 months since both next-gen consoles came out, and since I've had both of them since launch, I've had some time to experience playing games on both of them, and I thought I would make this video to let you guys know what my impressions of each of them are so far. I'm not going to tell you which one I think is better, because honestly, I think they're both great consoles, and you couldn't go wrong with picking either of them. Instead, I'm going to tell you what I think each console does better than the other one, at least so far. And I say so far because obviously we are in the very early stages of these consoles' lives, and both of them are going to get even better as the months and years go on. There's going to be a ton of new features like cloud streaming of games, which the PS4 is getting this summer with PlayStation Now, and which the Xbox One will get soon too, I'm sure. And probably many other things that we have no idea about yet. I mean, look at how the Xbox 360 changed from when it was released to how it looks now. There were no apps, there was no avatars, and everything was all cluttered together in just a few tabs. And the fact that we now have to pay for PlayStation Plus is actually a blessing in disguise, because it will mean that the PSN can evolve much more over time on the PS4 than it did on the PS3. So, let's get into talking about my impressions. I'm going to start with the PS4 first. What does it do better than the Xbox One, you might ask me? Well, the answer is hardware. The PS4 console itself is more powerful than the Xbox One. It's not a huge, massive difference, but the PS4 definitely does have better RAM. And so far, the difference has shown in the resolution of some games on the PS4. Many games like Call of Duty Ghosts and Assassin's Creed 4 run at higher native resolutions on the PS4 than they do on the Xbox One. Both of these games run at 1080p natively on the PS4 and at 720p and 900p respectively on the Xbox One. What that means is that they need to be up-converted to 1080p on Xbox, and this makes it so that these games look more crisp on the PS4. Imagine you're editing two different pictures. One's a larger picture and one's a smaller picture. And then you stretch out the smaller one to be the same size as the larger one and leave the larger one alone. Of course, the smaller one is going to look less clear than the larger one, and in this case, the PS4 is the larger image and the Xbox One is the smaller. This is not to say that these games don't look good on the Xbox One. In fact, they still look great, and you'd still have a great time playing them there. But if you do compare them side to side with the PS4 versions, you will see that the PS4 ones do look slightly better. Another part of the hardware of the PS4 that I like better than the Xbox One is the controller. I love how the PS4 controller has the grip surface on the back of the controller, and on all four of the triggers, R1, R2, and L1 and L2. It just feels so comfortable to use. And even though the trackpad hasn't been used that much yet, it feels very nice too. The one part of the Xbox One controller that I do like better than the PS4's is the thumbsticks. Around the edges of them, there's a grip material, and it makes it so that your thumb stays directly in the middle of the stick, and I think it gives you a little bit better control over your character and the camera. So, with that, I think it's a good transition to what I think the Xbox One does better than the PS4, and the answer to that is software. I think that this should come at no surprise, since Microsoft is of course a software company, but the user interface of the Xbox One is superior to that of the PS4 in my opinion. It feels a lot faster and more responsive, and I didn't think I would really care about or use the Kinect that much, but it actually is a very useful tool for multitasking on the Xbox. So far, a lot of the time, I think that the PS4 UI is actually pretty slow. Sometimes it takes a couple seconds to load my friends list or messages, and then to send a message, accept a friend request, or join someone's game takes a few seconds as well. It works faster when you're not playing a game, but when you're in game, it's definitely noticeably slower. Like for example, when I'm playing Call of Duty Ghosts, I click on someone's PSN name to see their profile, and it looks like the game freezes for like a couple seconds because nothing appears on the screen, and then finally their profile starts to load, starts to appear, but it still has to load as well for a couple more seconds. On the Xbox One, it's much more fluid and responsive. Clicking the Xbox button on the controller instantly brings me to the home screen in less than a second, and if I go to friends or another page or something, there's pretty much no load times. But from time to time there can be, but a majority of the time everything happens almost instantly. And if you use the Kinect, it's even faster, and you can actually go right to what you want to see. So let's say I'm playing a game on the PS4 and I want to check my messages. I have to click the PS button, wait for the home screen to load, then scroll up to messages and wait for them to load as well. On Xbox, you could just say, Xbox, go to messages, and it'll take you right there. I found the Kinect itself to be really responsive as well, at least within the user interface. In games like Dead Rising 3 or Rise, it sometimes took me 2 or 3 tries to say something to like perform an action in game. Like for example in Dead Rising 3 you could say over here and the zombies will all kind of crowd around you, but sometimes I had to say it like a few times before it would actually pick up what I'm saying. But when I want to access something on the Xbox itself, like friends or messages, it almost always works with just one try. I gotta say though, one thing I don't really like about either console's interface is that when someone sends you a party chat or a game invite or a message or something like that, you can't actually see who sent it until you go into the message itself. It's a thing I really hope they update in the future. So let's say I have a person on my friends list called Bob, and I don't really feel like playing with Bob right now. If I could just see that Bob actually is the one who sent me the message or the invite when I actually get the message itself, I could just choose to ignore it and I don't have to do anything, instead of having to waste a couple seconds and to go into the message itself and to actually see who sent it to me. Alright guys, so those were my impressions so far of both the PS4 and Xbox One. Overall, I really like both consoles a lot, and I can't wait to see how both of them evolve over time. And of course, I can't wait to play the really great games that are planned for this year and many years to come. Let me know what your thoughts are about the next-gen console so far, which one you have, do you like it, or which one you plan on getting and why, and which games you want or have for either of them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.